I've seen this same thing when it comes to priests and seminary, when it comes to religion as a whole. Oh, I took religious studies. Yeah. What does that have to do with God? Like, all you've really done is studied how people have avoided talking to God themselves. That's religion in a nutshell, right? But you're very good at it and you have a certificate. Doesn't say anything about self-awareness, but in our culture, it's that label. It's that label that people look for. It's the letters after the name. They don't think to themselves, right, education is not self-awareness, because they're very different things. And that's when you start to realize, oh, I can't just trust the labels, because half the people who are leaning on those labels are shysters. They're snake oil salesmen at the end of the day, right? So you actually have to start looking at the relationships you have. You actually have to start looking at the people that you know and that you meet, and stop making assumptions about them. You have to take the lessons for yourself. But until you are responsible enough to do that, you just look for the labels. And the people who lean on those labels are happy to take advantage of you. But they're so easy to frustrate, and they're so easy to shake, because the knowledge isn't theirs. It has nothing to do with their own journey. It has everything to do with how they want to feel about themselves and how they want you to perceive them. And that's it. It's purely superficial.
And what's so interesting is that self-awareness and education usually are like opposites. That like so many people who are educated are not self-aware, and so many people who are self-aware, they're educated but not in the institutionalized sense. Like maybe they don't have a degree, maybe they don't have PhD before their name or whatever credentials they are. And it's something that definitely kind of pisses me off and frustrates me too, because people will give blind trust to people because of those titles or names, which is obviously a recipe for deception and manipulation, and our society is kind of built on that. And then for people who are actually trying to help people, who actually have their well-being in mind, they won't listen to them whatsoever. It doesn't matter what they say. It's like they can't even be open to it just because someone is speaking about science or this or that, and they don't have the background to validate. It's like what they're saying should validate it. It's like what you decide to do after what they say should validate it. Like your own questioning, like your own critical thinking, like being an individual yourself. It's not like trust this person or trust this person. It's like, how about you learn to just listen, to just be open, to be receptive, and then do what you want with that. Because obviously the choice is yours. I don't think you should blindly trust anyone, whether it's God or some person with a PhD or someone on the street. Like it could be anyone. Listen to what they have to say, because everyone has something that you can probably learn from. Everyone can be a teacher to some degree if you allow it, because most people are just holding up a mirror anyway. Like they're just showing you the reflection. A lot of your behavior, will be shown in how you behave with other people.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that was super, super well said. And I'm curious for both of you. Do you think everything that we fear and almost pretty much everything that dictates all of our actions in society come down to a fear of uncertainty?